Yeah, good evening, guys. It's a White Eco Graphics. Today, I come with another amazing tutorial. How is it going to be if you can actually design a modern business card on your Android smartphone from concept to print in Pixellab? So I will quickly walk you through the process of crafting a contemporary business card using just your smartphone with the help of Pixellab, and I'm going to walk you that process from the basic initial concept to a print ready design. I will explain them thoroughly. And if instead of you to um, hire a designer, or if you are a designer and you need a kind of inspiration, so I assure you that if you can watch this video from beginning to end, you are going to learn how to crafting a modern and eye-catching design right from your phone, the one that are ready for print, and all without expensive software than your Pixellab on your Android smartphone. And I will make sure that this video it will reveal a streamlined process how you can use your Pixellab to transform your business card to vision from a simple concept into a professional reality. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is to set the background we want to use. So let's say 10. That will be 1012. While here we'll have a 638. What I mean by this is that our width will be 1012, while our height will be 638. So we set our, and this is exactly how it will be. So the next thing we are going to do here is to set the background we want to use. Take it for instance, I want to use a white background and say confirm if it's actually white. Okay, so it's actually white. So after this has been set, you can actually visit your gallery where you are going to import other element that we are going to use. So take it for instance, we are going to check this one after the other. So visit our gallery. Before that, what we need to do is that we can select this kind of a shape. Okay, then you go to color. So change the color to kind of your choice. So take it for instance, I prefer to use this. Okay, perfect. So after that, I'm going to copy the color, the shape, then bring it down here, change the color to whatever the kind of color you actually wanted. So take it for instance, I want to use this, then send it to the back. So once you are able to do that, then the next thing we are going to do is to crop a shape. So your radius could be around 40 or 39, depends. Now give it a color for you to be able to see it clearly. Now position it here. If it needs adjustment, you need to adjust it. So let's reduce the radius to 30. You still check if the mouth will be closed. You can make it to be 20 anyway. Then you still check and we can make it to be 15. Satisfy. So reduce the size a little bit, just to make sure that it actually accommodate with the text you want to put there. That's the mission. So once you are able to do this, you watch carefully. If you realize that the bottom layer is somehow thick, you can reduce it a little bit. Now go to layer and you lock them one after the other. So once you are able to do that, then the next thing we're going to do is to copy. Go to, so remove the opacity and you use stroke. Okay, perfect. So once you use stroke, we're going to make sure that the stroke is actually over. Okay, perfect. So now we'll shift it a little bit. So after you're able to do that, you can go to the relative and you center properly. Once you're able to do that, get the color, then you change the color entirely to blend with the first shape. Now lock it. So we'll go with the bottom area. Then the next one we're going to do is to go to um the text area where we have our company logo. So this is the company logo. You put the the company name. So we just scroll up for the tutorial shake. Let's just use this particular brand name, which is double visual. So we'll go to the text area. Preferable one we can use the archivo semi bold or multi-zero. Okay. Okay, so let's check the multi-zero font. Okay, this should be perfect. So now we'll position this here. After positioning, we can just centralize. Then we get to where we have a color and make it to be more darker. If possible, we can still change the logo, the font. Okay, so after this, we can now have our slogan. Okay, so we can have our slogan. Design is our identity. So we'll go to font and select multi-zero font. So we reduce the size very well. And we go in there, position it properly. Okay, so after this, we can now space it. Now go to centralization, relative position. Then you position it like this. So you can actually reduce the size a little bit to fit in. This 31. So you should be able to fit in, and we give it a color. So once this has been done, we can now visit or go to import. Then we can import we can actually go to this place where we're going to import the logo. So we increase the size a little bit, position it exact here, turn on our grid, go to relative position, reposition and center very well. Then we'll go up a little bit, so not much. So once we go up, we get a color, then we change the color entirely to our choice. So once we're able to do this, we can put in, we're going to copy, repair, edit, or we have our graphic designer. So we have web design. So now we can just replace this. The space in between it, we close. We are going to close it, the space in between. So when we are able to do that, we are going to position this here by increasing the size a little bit. So increase the size. Now reposition to the center. Go to color, change the color to white for easy visibility. Then boom, we are done with the first part. This is the front. Now we can actually place. After this, we'll go to saved. then we save the stuff here. Save. Perfect. So now that this has been done, you can actually even save as your project. So let's say ID card front. Okay, perfect. So we can actually continue with other and how that will be possible. So we can actually even do the same thing here by going here and position this Y shape. So once we are able to do this, we can actually lock this a little bit. Then we go to the shape as well and crop out this shape. They can actually fit in here. So once we are able to do that, what we're going to do next is to give it a color of our choice. Then we'll give it the color. Once we're able to do that, then the next thing we're going to do is to copy. Then go to color and make sure the color will be changed. Then send it to the back. Sorry. So once we're able to do this, okay. So you can actually adjust this a little bit. Okay, so we'll send this to the back and lock it. So now we have this structure which you can actually adjust a little bit. So once this has been done, then the next thing we need to do is to just put a finishing touch here. So we have to go to shape, crop our radius, our opacity should be 0, then we'll have our stroke being built to 10. So we'll reduce and I'll have a position to have a way of putting it here. Now reduce the stroke to something like 7. Now the radius should be increased a little bit. Okay, reduce this to something like 5 or 6. So once this has been done, then the next thing we need to do next, okay, change the color. So after changing the color, then we copy. We go to edit as well. Our stroke should be 0. Our opacity should be 100. Now reduce the size a little bit. Position. Then readjust properly. So once this has been done, let's give it a color for us to be able to see perfectly. So after this has been done, how can we make this to be centered properly? We can actually move the inner while we move the outer, and we will look at it. It forms exactly what we want. So you can go to shape and you merge it together, meet the layer, then you reposition very well. So now that part has been done, shift it up a little bit and you reposition. Now what we do next is to go to shape, crop this particular shape, go to color, change the color, then reposition here, not a bit, not much. Okay, good. So after this has been done, then the next thing we need to do is to adjust the radius a little bit. So let's say 20. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do next is we're going to reduce the opacity to be 0. We give a stroke of, let's say, 6. Then we get a color and we have our color being changed. Okay, then we're going to copy the same thing. So when we copy, we go to edit again, reveal the opacity minus the stroke. So when we do that, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so once this has been done, we'll use the previous method of style. Okay, where we go to this and the position, while we are going to copy this and position it. So when we look at it, everything is seem to be rhyme, so we can actually merge them together and position it at a strategic place. Okay, good. You can manually adjust them to make sure that it's justified. No move to the left much, no move to right. Now that we have all these, we can now go in and cook it. Go to gallery and cook the necessary things. So what we're going to do is copy this, we'll bring it. Then we can actually reduce the size very well. While we get the color, change it to white. So after changing, we increase the size here and I will reposition here. Okay, so after this has been done, we can actually even reduce this a little bit. So we center it properly. So after this has been done, we're still going to visit our gallery, then bring others. Okay, this is our website. Remember what this is all about. So after reductions, so the next thing we're going to do, not to be biased, is to position this to center. Then when we reposition this very well, then you can change the color from this to white. Now what we do next is to carve out a shape, position a shape here, reduce it and position it here. Now crop it inside a little bit, crop it, then go to color and give it the new color. Tap OK. While we go here, send this to the back. Okay, perfect. So now that we're able to do this, I think the next thing we're going to do is bring in other social media account to be justifiable. So we're going to visit our gallery as well while we impart others. So I'm going to reduce this because location is very important. So once I reduce this, I'm going to permanent it here. Then after that, we give it a color. We go to the last but not the least, what we're going to import, which is the phone contact. So we're going to import this, reduce the size to our taste. So after the reductions, we drag and position it here, justify it properly. Then you are going to change the color to this. So after this has been done, we quickly visit our gallery as well while we import our barcode. So importing barcode and remove if necessary. So I'm going to bring this, position it here. Okay, fine. Okay, perfect. So now that we're able to do this, let's visit the gallery and bring in the logo. So we can post this here. So we are going to just make use of this brand name and the slogan. So we're going to position that here. After positioning, the next thing is change the color. Then we change the color to the previous color we'll be using. The perfect. Then we can fill in other stuff. Okay. So we have a deco. So doing this, we use a better. So take for instance, we use this, or we only use this while we change this to something else. So let's position that here. And then we go to we'll go to color, then we'll retain the original color. Then we shift that up a little bit. Then we'll put in shift then reduce the size very well. Shift this to this. Okay, perfect. So the next thing I'm thinking of doing is to change let's change the whole stuff to this. Then this part we're going to give it a light medium. We'll have this result. So after that we can just cook in the number. So we'll copy, then we'll put in the number. So put in the number you want. We can actually put the second number of your choice. Okay, perfect. So we can actually position this here by increasing the size a little bit. Now after doing it, you can just reduce the size small. Then the spacing between the number should be increased a bit. Okay, so after that we can put in our website. So let's put in the website. So let's put in our brand name. So we can actually put this number here. Okay, perfect. Then we'll put the street address. So we'll put the address there. Is that as we did it to the other one? We look at it critically, just study it perfectly. So we can actually leave it the way it was now because everything is actually boom. Encourage, make sure you centralize properly. So now that we're able to done with this, it means we are done with the old logo. So we can actually place it or go for printing. So if you actually want to print this, I will teach you exactly how you can do that. First is it that you convert this to PDF by using I love PDF, or you go to or you go to this place, you go to photopea, then you run it. So after you run it, the next thing we are going to do is to scroll down a little bit, open, then you import what we just saved and save it as a PDF. So let's look at what we just saved. This Pixellab. So this is exactly what we just saved. So you allow it to load. So after loading, you can see you can now go to file, then you scroll down, export as PDF. Okay, then you send it for printing, and this operates in 300 dpi resolution, and it will give you a better quality. So thank